Hi guys, quick run through with you guys. Latest release from PopRace. Two new releases: the Aston Martin GT3 and also the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Okay, my name is MJ. Welcome to Ver2Toys channel. Okay, I have other cars here right now that you have noticed, right, because I do live unboxing session over at Collector's Qube. So do look them up. I did a live unboxing over at TikTok, and there are weekly Facebook live sessions as well. So you can actually check them out. I help them to handle some of their social media platforms. So do look them up. And I do have a couple of extras of these available through them. Okay, they're actually a consignment shop located in Malaysia, and they do ship international. Cool. So latest arrival from PopRace. I am hoping to actually receive the Hong Kong event edition of the GR Yaris, the latest Evangelion purple color drift car. But no, it's not here yet, and I will be happy to share with you as soon as that arrives. Okay, but before that, let's do the two Aston Martin latest from PopRace. And what I'm going to do is, yes, as you can see in the background, I do have the MiniGT version here with me as well, and we'll do a quick comparison. Okay, all right. So first, I want to do the Aston Martin GT3, which is PopRace number 89. Now these numbers, well, there are quite a few of their initial models, right, which they did not use this number. So 89 will not be a very accurate representation of how many cars that they have made. Okay, so officially this is actually very small. Okay, even on the box. All right, so it's Aston Martin GT3 in what, N24. So this was a car that was raced. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna do a very quick run through. So I didn't do much homework about this car. Basically, it's the box packaging with the blister inside, bigger than the MiniGT box. Okay, so nothing really fancy about the packaging so far, but this is not a new casting as well. So they have made a few Aston Martin GT3s already. There's a couple of the Evangelion version as well. So yeah, this casting of theirs is actually very nice. Okay, it is actually not bad at all. Okay, check out the headlamps. It's a separate piece, so it does look quite realistic, but I'm not a fan of that that silver dot inside. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look very, it does look a little bit plasticky on the inside. However, the overall build of this car is actually very nice. Okay, check out the front lip. The neon yellow lining around the car is actually very, very nice. I really like how they have detailed the vent on top of the fender as well. That's done properly, apart compared to some other brands which they just leave it and they don't detail it. Okay, now we come to the side. You can see the carbon fiber skirt. The carbon fiber detail is actually not bad. Okay, of course, I do hope that they'll do it smaller. There is, okay, so you can turn the wheels. Okay, they're freely turnable, and I do quite like that. At least they have yeah, that does look like a disc brake. I was thinking, can I call it a disc brake? Yeah, I'll just call it a disc brake. At least it's covered, okay, because there's no caliper, but at least it's covered and not a see-through. Okay, it doesn't go all the way through. So just a quick look underneath, no detail, but there's a huge diffuser at the back. So now we go to the back. Oh, look at that. This is actually very nice. So the tail lights are actually printed on. It's not a separate piece. So of course, when it's printed on, there will be a limitation on how real it will look. But it looks quite okay actually, even though it's printed. It does look quite okay, right? Acceptable. So underneath the spoiler has the Aston Martin Racing in carbon fiber wrap as well. That's very nice. So from the top all the way to the bottom, all carbon fiber done. Aston Martin Racing as well on top. Very nice diffuser underneath, the diffuser detail. Okay, with the Michelin Man logo here as well. Okay, you can see all the printing done very nicely actually. So it's really nice to see 64 scale manufacturers being able to achieve this kind of high definition printing. Okay, that's actually very nice. This is the top view. I really like how they have done even the front hood very nicely. Not just a stick on. These are actually proper, well, cutouts. Okay, they're proper cutouts and proper shape details. That's actually very nice. So yeah, this is actually pretty decent. All right. No opening parts for this particular model. All right. So PopRace is going down the road where they're trying to make more of their models with opening parts. So they do have quite a few older models that does not have any opening parts. So this is one of them. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move on to the next new arrival. Now this is a new casting. Okay, the Valkyrie. That's PopRace number 54, Aston Martin Valkyrie in green. Okay, just say greens. If I'm not mistaken, right, both of this green is actually known as Lennox green. Okay, so let's check out the PopRace version first. So it does have that neon green lining, and I believe that this is actually Aston Martin's own car. I don't think this is a customer car. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, because that version, I believe this is a customer car. Okay, I truly believe this is a customer car. This, I think it's their own. Okay, it's their own. So this is actually quite a crazy um, car. Okay, this is really quite a crazy car. I didn't know much detail about it until this guy came out, and then I start reading about it. Because MiniGT has already done 3 colors. There's the green, orange, and there's a yellow color one. Okay, so already 3 releases from MiniGT. PopRace, this will be the first. And yeah, I think I can go through a little bit more detail together, right, with both. Okay, so from the front, there's actually quite a lot of details on the real car that's not captured in 64 scale, which I kind of understand because they're really very small, especially this front part. So this is not a splitter. Okay, this is actually a wing. All right, and there's a couple of I'll just call it elements. Okay, there's a couple of elements of the wing in front, and it houses quite a lot of control stuff. Okay, the hydraulics control stuff, the controllers. So yeah, that and there's supposedly even more busy. Okay, it looks very simple in 64 scale, but on the real car, it's actually really a lot of individual parts. But yeah, in 64 scale, I guess this is the best that they can do. And the biggest thing that's missing from the real car, right, would be the plates, the number plates. So this is actually quite a special car, right? Being that it is actually road legal. So the number plate will, it's one of the tell sign that this is a road legal car. Hence, I do hope that these brands will actually include the front number plate, but they didn't. Um, at least Mini GT did include the back number plate. PopRace did not do any detail to the back number plate. Okay, so that's the first thing about the number plate. The wing, the front wing, right? Well, the detail is actually, it does look like PopRace did slightly better. There is actually the carbon fiber. There is a little bit of a carbon fiber finishing, okay, on the PopRace version. On the Mini GT version, it's just in matte black. Right, so on the real car, it is carbon fiber. Most of the parts, right? Most of the parts are carbon fiber. And then the next thing I want to point out would be the headlamps. Now the headlamps, Mini GT went with the black housing. PopRace went with the lighter housing. So from a couple of photos that I've seen so far, most of the time they are slightly darker, like the Mini GT ones. There are a couple of different options for the headlamps. I think 2 or 3 of them are carbon fiber options. So I don't think there are any housing that's as bright as this. But correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, and the logo wise, I think Mini GT has done a pretty big logo on the front nose actually. I'm not sure. I think this may be closer to the real one, the PopRace version. Okay, so the interesting story about this logo here, right? As all Aston Martin cars, there will be a metal logo. Okay, so Valkyrie is Valkyrie will not skip that. Okay, they will. They have also installed in a very very thin metal logo, which is about 43% thickness of your hair. That's really crazy. Okay, so it's adhesive and stored in the fridge because in your hands it will actually crinkle. So when they installed it, they after the paint they install it and then they put a lacquer on. Okay, the top coat, so to say. All right, so that's the logo. I think PopRace has did a closer, better version of the logo. Okay, but it's really very small. On the Mini GT, it just looked like a smudge. On the PopRace, it just looked like some sticker, black sticker. Okay, color wise, of course, the Mini GT one is closer in that silver. Right. Since we are looking at the top here, right? Yep, it has carbon fiber roof with a carbon fiber engine cover at the back. So both does a slightly different carbon fiber weave. It does look like the Mini GT version has a smaller weave, so that kind of makes it a little bit more realistic. Okay, in 64 scale, but the PopRace version not bad at all. Okay, still not bad at all. Still very nice. Now I move back front, right? That is the suspension, front suspension version. Sorry, the front suspension details. Okay, so this car has suspension basically derived from Formula One for the front and rear suspension. Um, Generally speaking, this entire project is a collaboration between Red Bull and Aston Martin, with Adrian Newey leading the project, and Adrian Newey is being the aerodynamics guy. So yeah, a lot of this, you can tell that this car is built with a lot of aerodynamics in mind, and most, as far as I understand, most of the aerodynamics are actually generated underneath the car. Okay, which I will get to a little bit later. Okay, so hence where I'm going at is this has a lot of similarity to Formula One. Okay, um, in terms of the aerodynamics. Okay, in terms of all the little parts that you see. So if we go down to the side, this is actually the side mirror. Both are individual parts, separate parts. Mini GT has done the usual soft silicone side mirror, which is actually a camera. Okay, a permanent camera on the inside, basically on the left and right of the cabin. Okay, and what else? Um, Door. Now the crazy thing about this door on the Valkyrie is it has soft close. Okay, so it's a push of a button, and yeah, and it pops right up. Okay, same thing for the front as well. There's actually very little space, which will house the windscreen washer bottle, and a couple of other things, which is really for road legal reasons. For example, the air pump for your flattened tires, right? So it has that in there. Oh, coming back to the front number plate housing, right? Because it's not here, I forgot to tell you about it. So where the number plate sits in the middle, basically right behind the number plates is where the first aid kit is. Okay, so that's another requirement for it to be road legal. So making this car, the biggest challenge for them was actually, making it being road legal. Okay, now I go to the side. Yeah, I well better. I would try to use not to use the word better because it's a different comparison. The PopRace is slightly higher price compared to the Mini GT. That's one, and I guess it's based on a different car. It's not the exact same car. Hence, the Mini GT did not do that yellow color lining on their version. Okay, but at the moment on pre-order, I don't see any Mini GT is gonna do this color anyway. All right, so I'm gonna carry on. There's some vent details here, um, which is done by PopRace. Now we go underneath here. There's this aerodynamic piece, right? So tell you a little bit of story behind this piece. Now this actually helps with aerodynamic. The one on the outside, okay, the hole on the outside where the where you can see the wheels, right? This is actually to direct, they call it dirty airflow, out and away from the car, where the wheel spins. Okay, and on the inner side, on this inner side of this part, is where so-called all the clean air is. The air that goes in from the front gets cleaned up by the suspension structures, and then it gets cleaned up and goes straight into this back section here, which is the radiator. Okay, really crazy. um, and on this radiator, on the left side is for cooling the engine and stuff. For the right side, it will be for the aircon conditioning, and the brake fluids and stuff like that. So that's how, that's why there is this structure on both, on left and right. Okay, and also on that, I did see that the no, they didn't split into two. So this airflow here, right, is also split into two vents. Okay, one, the first vent is actually for ambient air to go in, airflow to go in. The second vent is called so-called assisted. Now, why I want to mention about this assisted vent, right, is there's a fan in there to suck in air. It's mainly because in case if the Valkyrie is stuck in traffic, okay, the assisted fan will actually help blow air to cool down the radiator. Okay, that's really crazy. Imagine a Valkyrie being stuck in traffic. All right, so that's the side of it. Oh, there is actually a little bit of aerodynamic details on the side skirt down here actually. So both brands has done that little detail. Okay, this is actually quite impressive. But on the real car, right, it has that curve. Okay, it has that curve thing, a couple of them, and these lines, right, are actually cutouts. Okay, they are not joined as a single piece. They're cutouts. This part, right, is actually to create a air wall. Okay, to air wall to actually clean up the air that goes underneath the car. All right, that's really crazy, the amount of details that goes into this thing. Now, if you compare, still on the side view, right, if you compare the rims, I think both has done not bad job. I'm just going to twist a little bit and see how, yeah. So I did notice that if you see the front, it does have a little bit of a cover that you don't see directly through the rims compared to the Mini GT ones. And you can see right through, right? So if we look underneath, right, yep, there is a simple cover. I do quite like this structure. That's quite smart. They do a little bit of cover like that, and it gives you impression that this has a disc brake behind, or at least it's covered. It looks a little bit more realistic. Because hopefully, when they start doing this, at least by doing this, okay, at least by doing this, hopefully one day they will expand into just coloring one corner and looks so that it looks like a caliper in there. All right, so that's the side view. Okay, and I couldn't resist. Okay, I didn't want to wait all the way to the end of the video to show you this. So this part is where I kind of forgotten. Okay, until a couple of days after we have been displaying this, and I recall, oh yes, PopRace has the opening engine cover. Okay, Mini GT doesn't have that. So just top up that little bit of difference and get yourself the PopRace version, because it does have a simple engine detail. The Cosworth V12 6.5 liter, naturally aspirated. Okay, I do quite like that they have this detail down here as well. I can't recall what's it called. This sits on top of the air filter. So what happens is the airflow actually goes in from the top. There's two elements here. The main oval, okay, which goes in and blows air down onto that two parts, which actually helps to segregate or filter out the water and also sand. Okay, before the air goes into the air filter. All right, so that's what that two gray color patch is. Okay, apart from that, not much detail. Okay, you can't see much of the Cosworth V12 6.5 liter naturally aspirated engine in there, which actually makes 1001 horsepower. And in addition, it has an e-motor, which is gives you another 140 horsepower. Okay, that e-motor is used to actually power up the car. It helps with gear changes as well, and they have this ERS system, so it's a little bit like you press that button and it gives you the boost from that e-motor, and it's the engine that will charge up the motor. Okay, so this basically a hybrid. Pretty crazy. Okay, pretty crazy car. Pretty crazy car. All right. Oh, since we're talking on the side as well, the other thing that maybe I can share with you guys is it's from the factory. It's on the Michelin Cup 2 tires. So one of the advantages being a crazy car like this, still you can actually purchase your tires from a regular tire shop. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't need to like some crazy cars from Bugatti, right? You want to change the tires, you have to go back to their dealership to do it. But no, you can just on this Valkyrie, it sits on just a regular high performance tire, okay, which it will work very well in normal weather conditions, raining or sandy, and go to the track, it will still work the same. Okay. Also, they have used rather than carbon brakes, they have used carbon ceramic brakes, because one of the main reasons for that was because carbon ceramic brakes work in any weather. Sorry, it's not just working in any weather. It works in lower temperature as well. You don't need to heat it up to make it work. So that's one of the reasons why they went for that brake system. So I think up until now you can tell that quite a lot of these things are really, one of the challenge would be to make this car road legal. And as what I hear from the engineers as well, from the research that I've done. Okay, so we go straight to the back without further ado, right? So on the spoiler from MiniGT, I'm gonna switch my hands. On the spoiler of MiniGT, it's done in carbon fiber, matte black. I believe it's intentional. I don't, because MiniGT is able to do carbon fiber anyway, so I guess it's intentional to do in matte black. So all these, there are a lot of active aero parts. You can't really interact with it, but in the Valkyrie, it's constantly being calculated how you drive, the speed, the corner, and yeah, from there, um, it's calculated, and the arrows will interact based on its calculation. Right. So underneath, so because this car relies a lot on the aerodynamics under the car, so you can see very big tunnels on left and right. Okay, so this part, there's a slight difference between the Mini GT and the PopRace. So you can see there's this bump here on the Mini GT. I guess this bump is for the axle to sit in its correct position. So I guess PopRace, yeah, the axle is hidden. So on the real car, right, it is supposed to look closer to this. There's no, it's a very clean flow from the front to the back like that. And there is actually a special part inside here which will actually help in aerodynamics. Whether there's a flap actually on both sides, which is not shown on these two models. However, apart from the flap, it's supposed to be clean. Okay, supposed to be clean all the way to the back. So Mini GT, yeah, it's not supposed to have that bump, because when we look at the opening of the tunnels, right, it does look identical. So I guess it's the angle of the slope. Maybe Mini GT has done it really very deep, hence they have to do it this way, and PopRace has done the channel not that deep, so the axle sits within its boundaries. Okay, there's this structure here at the back. Okay, I believe that's a crash structure as well to make it road legal. So on this structure here at the back, right, it's where the plug-in charger goes to charge that that e-motor if needed to. This is also a structure to actually help lift the car up, because there's nowhere to actually place a jack to jack this car up. Okay, so there's only it's going to be lifted up from the back here. Okay, and there's also another structure in front, which I'm not sure where is it. Okay, if you do know, let me know in the comment section below. Cool. So pretty crazy car, and done pretty crazily in 64 scale as well. I think in 64 scale, both the brands has really pulled off quite a lot of the details, which is really impressive. Oh, before I wrap up, right, tail lights. I think Mini GT has done it a little bit more realistic. It's not exactly a full red color piece like that. The lower part is where the brake light is. The top part is actually a reflector, which is actually a shared part with the Aston Martin Vantage. Okay, so both brands did the reflector. I think the Mini GT tail lights are more realistic. It is actually pretty similar to the Bugatti Vision type of tail light. Okay, all right, nice. So I guess I have to give points to Mini GT. I think, sorry, give points to PopRace. Top up the change, top up the difference, and get yourself a PopRace. Because, yeah, I think the opening engine. The thing about the opening engine is I can't just peel it up open. I have to use a tack to open it up. Cool, nice. So I have also recently unboxed the CM model LFA, which is really very nice. Let me know if you want me to review it. There's a Micro Turbo S2000 as well. Not the first one already. They've done a few, but I do have the yellow one with me now. Let me know, okay, if you want me to cover those as well. And what else? I still do have a couple extras of these available through Collector's Qube. Look them up. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And they do have their own website, Koki.com. What else? I think that's it for this time around. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, hit the like button, okay, because that will help me out with the YouTube algorithms. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that I don't miss on any of my other diecast videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.